Once upon a time, in the bustling metropolis of Inova City, lived Anya Petrova, a prodigious architect. Her designs were not just buildings, they were experiences, breathing life into cold steel and glass. She won accolades, graced magazine covers, and was hailed as the visionary of Inova. But Anya harbored a secret. She cut corners, exploiting loopholes and bribing officials to expedite projects, sacrificing safety for speed and profit. The facade crumbled when a newly constructed residential tower, her magnum opus, collapsed, claiming hundreds of lives. Anya was stripped of her titles, her reputation shattered, and faced criminal charges. She became a pariah, the architect of disaster. In the quaint town of Willow Creek, nestled amidst rolling hills and whispering willows, resided a young woman named Alara. With eyes that mirrored the twilight sky and hair like spun moonlight, she possessed a spirit as free as the wind. One sun-kissed morning, as Alara strolled through the whispering willows, a crumpled parchment caught her attention. It was an ancient map, its edges frayed, hinting at forgotten pathways and untold stories. Her heart pounding with anticipation, Alara resolved to decipher its secrets. Little did she know that this newfound quest would lead her on an extraordinary journey, weaving her fate with that of a forgotten kingdom. Evelyn Reed was once the world's leading forensic anthropologist, renowned for her ability to identify remains and bring closure to countless families. Her career crumbled when, during a high-profile case, she misidentified a key piece of evidence. The error, though unintentional, led to a wrongful conviction. Publicly shamed and stripped of her credentials, Evelyn retreated to a remote, windswept island. She now lives as a recluse, cataloging seashells for a tiny, underfunded local museum. Years pass. Evelyn is content in her solitude, finding solace in the scientific rigor of classifying specimens. One day, a fierce storm unearths a skeleton on the island's rocky shore. The local sheriff, a young, inexperienced woman named Deputy Kai, knows this is beyond her depth. Remembering rumors of Evelyn's past life, Kai hesitantly approaches her, begging for help. Evelyn, initially reluctant to revisit the world she'd left behind, refuses. Kai, desperate for answers, persists in her quest. She explains to Evelyn that the skeletal remains likely belong to a migrant worker who vanished decades ago. His family, still residing nearby, deserves closure. Evelyn, moved by Kai's dedication and the potential to comfort a grieving family, agrees to examine the remains, but insists on anonymity. Evelyn begins her examination, old skills resurface, sharper than ever. She meticulously analyzes the bones, noting subtle details. She uncovers evidence of a brutal crime, far more complex than a simple accidental death. Her findings are meticulously documented and anonymously passed on to Kai. Driven by Evelyn's revelations, Kai reopens the cold case, immediately meeting resistance from superiors and a skeptical community haunted by Evelyn's past errors. Ignoring the doubt, Kai doggedly pursues the investigation, her resolve solidifying with each piece of undeniable evidence unearthed from Evelyn's rediscovered findings. The investigation pointed directly to a powerful, corrupt local landowner whose son had committed the crime. Confronting the landowner, she faces bribery, intimidation, and threats, but Kai is undeterred. Kai delivers her closing statement, unwavering against pressure. She presents the evidence, securing a conviction for the landowner's son. Empowered by the truth, Kai uses Evelyn's evidence to bring closure to the families of the missing workers. The news reaches national media, triggering the resurgence of old news about Evelyn's mistake. However, a senior investigator recognizes Evelyn's previous work and clears her name. She returns to forensic anthropology. Evelyn finds fulfillment helping other families get closure and becomes a role model to a younger generation of researchers.